In this session, we're going to concentrate on making progress and realising benefits, two of the three steps of every iteration. The outcome of iteration 2 and all subsequent iterations is the creation, the implementation, and the adoption of change, leading to an improved situation. I mean, these improvements, they are the benefits. And as we see in the business needs sessions, these include financial benefits, so an increase in revenue, a decrease in cost, and also benefits about improved customer satisfaction, staff engagement, and even compliance with regulatory requirements. Therefore, the work in making progress is driven by the need to create the benefits, which are then measured in the realising benefits process. Making progress is built up of two steps, the change followed by the test and review. Making progress is a collaborative process. Ideally, we want those who are going to work in the new way to help define the changes. This gives them early practice of the work and also of the behaviours, the attitudes and the values needed to be successful. The change step relies on the agile concept of iterative development, where we create an initial version, we review the work, and then if we need to, we build more features and functions. So there is a definite relationship between the change and the test or review step, because what we're doing in test and review is we check what we've created against its acceptance criteria. If it meets them, that's great. If it doesn't, we go back to the next iteration and we create the next version up, if you like. The test and review step is a very important step for ensuring that only those changes that do what they are supposed to do are actually deployed. This is because we're delivering an evolving solution, which means that what we're creating has to be usable, that it can actually provide a solution. So the acceptance criteria that we created in the getting started process and made sure were in existence when we were planning making progress is actually an essential input. Making progress is driven by the change management strategy. The organisation structure in the change management strategy helps to shape how collaboration is going to take place and that we get that involvement of all those who are going to be impacted by the change. It also defines how people are going to work together and is based on the environment that we define. This is all captured in the change management strategy. So the environment where we state the atmosphere, the working conditions, and the community of colleagues and contacts in which we work all comes together in this strategy document. Making progress is also driven by the change management plan, which sets out all of the activities that we're going to be carrying out. And it's laid out as a roadmap structure, so we can see the outcome of each of the iterations, and we can see each of those iterations further divided into getting started, making progress, and realising benefits. And finally, the activities that are taking place in making progress feed the communication plan, because we need to make sure that there is regular and detailed information being shared with all of those who are impacted, because what we want to create is a feeling of motivation and support and encouragement so that people want to get involved and want to help make the change a success. Making progress is followed by the step of realising benefits, which is divided into three specific activities. Realising benefits is the process that leads to achievement of the business need and return on investment through the deployment of the evolving solution. So deploy is all about how do we put what we've created into operational use, so it starts to become the new norm. The resources that were involved in making progress are going to be fully aware of what they've created, so they'll understand the new ways of working. They have a responsibility to share their knowledge with other colleagues and make sure that their colleagues are fully trained in how they should now be working. I included dismantle as a specific step in realising benefits and is most often overlooked, but it's an essential element of the evolving solution, because dismantle is the removal of the old ways of working, which, if they're not removed, just encourage people when the going gets tough and they're finding it hard to adopt the new ways, to go back to the old ways of working. So really what we want to do is concentrate on taking away that escape route, if you like. So dismantle is the removal of maybe the physical removal of old materials. It could be the disillusionment of forums and meetings and user groups, the removal of access to systems and data. So we can remove things, get rid of things that don't really help us. And finally, of course, we need to celebrate, because celebrate is an important step because it helps to create enthusiasm to keep going, which of course is essential when we remember that we're actually working on an agile change. So we have an evolving solution. At the end of one iteration is the start of the next iteration. Because I've said that dismantle is often the step that we forget most frequently, I wanted to give you an opportunity to really think through what actions you would take, what tasks you would have to make dismantle a reality. So think about a change you're involved in now, or perhaps one you've known in the past, and think about all the things that really should have been got rid of. How can you remove anything that relates to the current ways of working that will no longer be needed as you adopt the new ways of working? I've created a suggested answer for you so that you can have a look at my checklist and see if that accords with your ideas.